But that's not even the point I have contention with. The point I have contention with is this, man. It has become, and I'm going to be doing another video on this. Not on this person, not on Swifty and this incident, but on another video I saw. It has become commonplace for people to throw around this PC label and this dropout label and think it's funny and think it's cute and act like you're hard for doing it. You know, I remember there were consequences. I remember when people got pulled over, Holmes, and I'm not talking about by the hoodas, I'm talking about by the homies. Hey, Holmes, you're saying this, eh? Where you get that from? And they're going to want to know if it's true or not. And they're going to want to know where you're getting your info from. And if you are just putting something out there for shits and giggles, something that important, you are going to get disciplined in a very severe way. But, you know, nowadays we're in this era where people don't show their faces, but run their motherfucking mouths. That's coward shit. I'm a dinosaur. I know the old school ways. If you speak on it, you have to be willing to deal with it. They had a saying in prison, Holmes. Don't start it unless you're willing to finish it. And by finishing it, they meant kill the person. And so people were very cautious on how to proceed because they knew the obligations that come with opening their mouths. Nowadays, you have these people with no profile pictures. They don't post their names. You never see who they are. A lot of times you don't know their real voice. And they're putting these jackets. I have made a bunch of videos where I've clowned Swifty. But I mean, look at his hair, look at his build. Like, it's carrilla. It's clowning. It's not personal. The last thing I would do is put a PC jacket, a rat jacket, or anything like that on somebody. I've said before, Gunner and I in February had the paperwork on Mr. Criminal. We didn't put it out there. You know, I just talked about how I read on Google that the feds want to start they want to make it a law that people on the internet have to post a profile picture of who they are and attach their names. So that way, when people do put jackets on people and somebody gets killed for it, they know who to press charges against. I don't think people realize that that's a real thing. But, you know, when somebody gets charged and then they're crying, you know, these fake ass tough guys that never went to prison talking all that high power shit, then they get charged with a hot one in their 30s. They're not built for that lifestyle because they've always been on the periphery. They were never on the playing field. They were in the stands. They were in the bleachers. I've told stories where vatos would get at me on the yard, you know, in a few places when I did have a leadership position. Hey, Holmes, you know, you vatos should do. And how you going to start your conversation with me like that? You know, you vatos should. And I would tell them, I would look them straight in the eye and say, hey, so you want to get out of the bleachers and get on the playing field with us? And you see their eyes bug out like, oh, shit. And I would tell them, you know, it's a lot safer in them bleachers, homie. Because as soon as you get on the field, you become a player. And you got to live by the rules and the expectations and the obligations. So those of you that like being in the fucking stands, being in the bleachers, stay there, it's safe. But if you're going to talk about somebody, if you don't like somebody, say you don't like them and say why you don't like them. If you want to clown somebody, clown them, you know, for your views and this and this and that. But when you're going to put a jacket on somebody, if you're any type of man, have the receipts for the jackets you're putting on them. Because if not, you're a bitch. Straight up. I'm just going to, you know, if you are able to say that about people you don't even know and you don't know what it really is. And I'm not just saying the Swifty stuff. I'm saying period. That's bitch shit, Holmes. Digress. All I want to say is this. When people want to use these prison terms and apply them out here, know what the terms mean. And I think that it should go back to the old ways, the old days. When you speak on something, someone should holler at you like, hey, where you get that from, Holmes? And I think that would alleviate a lot of the horrible look. I'm telling you, a lot of people are looking really bad on social media. Things that weren't allowed on social media for the longest, it's for a reason. And now look, things got lenient, and look at how bad people look. The comadre in them is on spotlight. That's my video.